Greetings, my Be Well community. Thank you for joining and stopping into my witch's cabin. Now, we have the tarot that I've shared for this week, and I'll be discussing tomorrow's cards, so you'll have a heads up of how the energy is unfolding. Now, if you want to check out the weekly card pull for each day, you can do so by going to the I want to say Monday's broadcast, and I believe I will put up there a little link so that you can click on it really quick if you want to access the 5 cards for the week. However, today I'm expounding on one of the 5 cards, and this will be for Wednesday, so that you'll be prepared to go have an idea of how the energy is flowing. Now, the card that I did pull is the 4 of Spirals. And just so that you are aware, I'm using the Chrysalis Tarot. There you go. Beautiful deck of cards. Oh my gosh. And to actually read the booklet, it's not a standard book of just, say, the tarot. There is so much to glean from in the book from the author about how he developed the cards and the characters, because there are some different and very beautiful creatures, I will say it that way, that have manifested themselves to be used as part of the tarot journey. And to read exactly what Tony Brooks shares in there, and as well as Holly Sierra's illustrations, really gives such a rich view of why the cards are designed the way that they are, and the expressions that are attached to them. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that. So the card that we have for Wednesday is the 4 of Spirals. And this card, Spirals, is referring to a fire element. And in this case, that fire element is the swords. So we're going to go back to the traditional designation of those elements. So if you're wondering, wait a minute, fire is usually wands. Well, yeah, I guess so. If you were in the mindset of Aleister Crowley as he began to interject those ideas and change the designation, and it was merely to find out who actually was doing their homework. And so that's another story for another time. Anyway, okay. So 4 of Spirals is 4 of Swords. And traditionally, we see that card with a lad laid on his bed with 1 sword underneath and 3 swords above his head. And it really is about contemplation and being in tune, or going inside yourself to meditate, to discover something beyond what it is that you visually see, right? So to go inward. Well, earlier when I gave the message for the week's energy, it was really about how you may be caught in a conversation or conversations, let me say it this way, dialogue with people, and you know the answer, your way or your thought is correct, but maybe that person or those persons, groups or whatever, they feel a certain way, and so they kind of overshadow what it is that you feel or what you're thinking. And the admonition is that it's okay. It's this time it's okay to let the person have their way in whatever they're thinking. Like, it's not worth it, because in the long run you're going to end up gaining. You're going to definitely gain. So, however, let's see how that energy really unfolds for Wednesday. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards. I've shuffled these already. I kind of do a light little, you know, da da da, da right here. This is not a shuffle. You know, some people shuffle like this. This is not a real shuffle. I shouldn't say it's not real. I'll just say that it's just very, you know, it's very lightweight. So, but anyway, okay. The first card I'm gonna pull. Let me get my glasses. I think I have them on. I don't know if I have them on. I don't know where my glasses are. Oh, okay. So, the card that I pulled right here is, oh, this is so interesting because this was the card that actually was pulled for Tuesday's card, the Sojourner, which is the King of Mirrors. Check it. That's a court card. That's a King of Cups. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to shift these cards around. There you go. Okay, the Illusionist, Knight of Stones. So that's the Knight of Pentacles. Aren't these cards just, they're just so beautiful. They're so fantastic. A lot of fantasy. Okay, let's pull another card. Oh, Nine of Spirals. So this is Nine of Air. There you go. Nine of Air. However, this did show up reversed. So I will read that. And I'll pull up, I'm just getting this idea to pull another card. I'm going to split the deck again and pull this card. Oh, very good. And the Healer, Page of Mirrors. And that did show up reverse. Page of Cups. Wow. So here we've got 2 cups. I'm just going to move and shift those over there. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Air. So that's the Nine of Wands. Okay, so let's talk about this. The Sojourner, this is the King of Mirrors. So this is exactly what I was sharing, that you actually have what you want to say is correct. Let's just say someone says something to you and your rebuttal is correct, but it may not be it may not be worth saying because the other person that's speaking to you is not hearing whatever you have to say. And so it's not that it doesn't matter, it's just we have to pick our battles, because what you'll discover later in this week, because of the way the energy is flowing, is that you're going to be right in a lot of things, and you won't have to say that you're right. It's going to become evident that you are doing well in whatever it is that you're speaking of. Your ideas are correct, or your perception is valid. So you don't have to prove anything, even though you are correct. The second card is the Page, the Healer, Page of Mirrors, which I find interesting that it's the Healer. So, and it's coupled with that King of Mirrors, King of Cups. This is reversed. So it just is in that same alignment, that even though you have the right to say it and you're correct in saying it, the other card is reversed. As in, don't even give your energy to that, and you're going to have to evolve, elevate yourself to another type of energy, which is the Knight. So you're going to evolve to that. You're shifting. And so the Knight might be saying, go ahead, but like, go ahead in what direction, right? So whatever it is that's going on, even your non-participation in, let's just say, very progressive, and I would say antagonizing conversation. It doesn't have to be. It's just not necessary. So now the next card is the illusionist, which we know it's just like games, right? The illusion of, it's the Knight of Pentacles. So then that right there, Pentacles is really about um, being very practical. So the Pentacles is your mundane world. Be very practical. So right now, it's time for you or myself or whoever is in this position is to create a sense of peace, so that it looks like peace and it feels like peace. So you have to create it, because you're not going to feel like that inside. You're going to feel like, you know what, you said this, but I can say this, and I know I'm right. But that page of mirrors reverse says, okay, just shut it down. Don't even say anything else. And so you're going to have to create the illusion of peace to gain peace, right? And here, the Nine of Wands. Look at that. Man, look at that. That card that's something else right there. So the Nine of Wands, the, the Nine of Wands usually is very selfish. Everything's about me. It's my world, but it's reversed. So that right there is saying, hey, take the attention off of yourself. Apparently the other persons want to be right because they're always thinking they're right. And so that's why the energy is kind of like popped up this way, right? So you're probably dealing with one or two people in your life like that. They always want to be right. They always want to say that it's their way. You know, they see it from their perspective. They're older than you, or they've done something longer than you, and uh, never really want to give you any props for your ability to shine in the area that you're working in. Maybe because you just haven't been able to um, show how you've developed that way, right? So therefore, it's not a matter of disrespect that the persons have for you. It's just that they feel that they should have more respect from you. And so therefore, that's why that creating that illusion of peace will actually begin to create true peace, because now you're actually creating the space for it, which is why you have to be this Four of Swords. Notice it's just a lone house back there by itself in the woods, in the thick of it, thinking about whatever it is, figuring out how do I create an area of peace so that I'm not being antagonizing, and I'm not projecting. Like, these are questions you can ask yourself. And I can allow the person to discover, see on their own that they are being that kind of person, so that they can adjust themselves. You don't have to adjust them. Now, I'm not saying that's the way it should be all the time, because there's definitely times for you to stick up for yourself. But apparently, the energy, the way that everything is moving this week, it's imperative that you hold your tongue, stay in your peace to yourself. It's imperative. Whatever is working out, because apparently by Friday something good, um, maybe an acknowledgement, or um, someone else takes notice, and so therefore it brings other type of benefits, whatever that is that's about to unfold on Friday, because Friday is I believe it's Pentacles, but the Pentacles, I want to say it's the Ace. I don't know. I got to look again. But it's a big cauldron. So it's definitely something where everybody wins, right? So everybody gets acknowledgement. Everybody is respected for their their education, their awareness, their knowledge, their wisdom. So, okay, that's what I wanted to share for today. Thank you for joining me. I enjoy being able to share this with you. Thank you for popping into my witch's cabin, and I will see you tomorrow. Ashe.